So a couple of those features of holistic planned grazing. And the first one, just a quick mention on, we talked about giving plants recovery. You can't stop plants being severely grazed, but you manage time. You open the gate, you close the gate. So you manage time for exposure of those plants to the grazing animal. You open the gate, you close the gate. And just a couple of quick slides here on that. And, what does recovery look like and how long does it take and what does it depend on? So the easiest way of sort of getting a handle on that is looking at the leaf volume or the solar panels of the plant. And let's say there's your plant. It's the best, juiciest plant in the whole paddock. And your cow's probably going to eat it within 2 steps of moving into the paddock. And that cow will chew that plant right down to the ground. And then depending on a whole range of factors, temperature, humidity, sunlight intensity, age of plant, number of earthworms in the soil, microbes in the soil, fungi, all of those things, after a certain time, that plant will recover its solar panels. And that's the best indicator we have of that plant has now recovered its energy. And once again, it's not just the energy for the plant, it's energy for all life. It's energy for the earthworms, the microbes, your cows, your sheep, as well as yourself and your family. All energy comes through green plants, and through our management, we can either allow for recovery or regrowing of those solar panels, or we can either come back too soon or stay too long and cause overgrazing, which reduces the energy in that environment. And that's what we call recovery period. So allowing your plants adequate time to recover. And once again, I often hear farmers say, we move every day, or we get around in 60 days, or something like that. And again, that's a system. This is dynamic. Every day is different. This week might be hot as hell and dry, and next week might be cold and damp. And your plants are going to respond differently. So the idea behind holistic plan grazing is we make a plan, and then success really lies in that constant monitoring, because change is the norm. So places I've managed from Africa, the recovery periods from Africa to central Queensland to on the coast in New South Wales have varied tremendously. So in Africa, we're working somewhere between 150 and 40 days. In central Queensland, we're up to 180 and 30. And on the coast here, we started at 60 and 90 and then very quickly developed a 120 day variation, because it depends on a whole range of factors. And we can take a guess and then monitor accordingly and make those changes and adjustments. Because if you don't, you'll end up damaging plants, reducing energy in the environment, reducing the amount of carbon those plants can suck out of the atmosphere and put back into the soil through root exudates, dunging, urinating, trampling. So just a couple of slides here again from central Queensland. 8th of November, really hot, stinking hot, steamy. Had a really good break to the season. Here we are 4 days after the start of the season, and that is a Panicum maximum green panic plant. And you can see it's just starting to take off. Great soil cover there. And all I've done is just step in and I've grazed by hand that one plant in the middle there. And so there it looks. A couple of seconds later, I've taken all the solar panels off it and then just monitoring it to see how quickly those solar panels come back. So that's the 8th of November. As I said, really hot, humid, sticky. Plants are growing like the clappers. And there's day 1, virtually no change. Day 2. By day 3, that plant is almost grazable. In fact, it probably is. So if you'd left your animals in that paddock at that time for 3 days, they would be coming back and regrazing plants that were initially grazed. So again, in some parts of the country, recovery can be immensely quick, and other plants, it could take months. And our job as managers is to manage for that, and we open the gate, we close the gate. That's our job. Otherwise, we run the risk of overgrazing, which is going to reduce soil carbon. It's going to reduce energy in that environment and obviously lead to biodiversity loss and dropping of energy. And there we are 4 days after that graze.